Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the webinar. I'm your host, Dr. Daniel, and today we're going to be discussing 5 secrets to reducing your fatigue and increasing energy even as soon as next week. Now, I want to just wait a little bit to let people get onto this webinar because I was getting a lot of messages today, so I know a lot of people are excited, and I know that a few of you are going to be running late because there's always a few people running late. And I want to make sure that everyone has a chance at hearing what I've got to say. And on that note, I really am happy that all of you are here, and I promise that I'm not going to hold anything back. My goal for you tonight or today is to share with you some valuable health gems that I know can radically transform your life when it comes to lasting energy and creating vitality. The information that I'm about to share has impacted hundreds of people that I've personally treated and hundreds more that I've never personally met, but I've coached online. And what I want you to know is that all of this is possible if you take action on the information that I'm about to be sharing with you. Okay, so let's just all keep that in mind. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I see that we've had a few more people show up, so let's go ahead and move forward. Now, who is this webinar for? This is really for any person who experiences low energy, fatigue, foggy headedness, mental fog, or is chronically tired. So whether your energy problems are just beginning or if this is something that you've been struggling with for years, this webinar can help you to start increasing your energy levels quickly. In the next 45 minutes, we want to cover how to quickly transform your body into an energy-producing factory, how to truly identify the causes of your low energy and your fatigue problems. We also are going to be discussing the 2 most common types of deficiencies that cause your energy levels to tank either in the morning or in the afternoon. In addition, we will be going over the 3 most common toxins in your body that is zapping your energy and causing you more stress than necessary, how to create unlimited energy by improving your body's main energy creators, and finally, how to get expert advice to finally overcome this condition. My promise to you is that I'm going to show you exactly how to increase your energy and slash your fatigue so that you can enjoy more time with your family and friends and never have to wake up tired or miss out on any fun activities ever again. In fact, if you stay until the end, I'm going to give you one of my most popular guides, which is the 7 Steps to Better Sleep, where hundreds of my patients have told me that this guide alone has helped them to dial in on their sleep and optimize their rest. Let me ask you a few questions though before we get started. Does this sound like you? Do you wake up tired in the morning, feeling as if you didn't get any sleep at night? Does your body feel heavy, lethargic, or maybe it's just like you simply you don't have enough fuel, right, to move around throughout the day? Do you struggle in the afternoons, finding it harder and harder to stay motivated for things like cooking or exercising or maybe just going out with your friends to hang out, but you just don't have the energy to do it? Do you sometimes struggle, right, to strive at home or at work or extracurricular activities because you simply don't have the energy to follow through? Do you sometimes struggle with other people because your low energy and your fatigue, they're causing you irritability? Or are you seeing other people move up? Do you see other people around you where they're productive, they're making improvements, or they're living outrageous lives, and it's frustrating because you just begin to wonder, how is it that they can do it and not you? Does your low energy and your fatigue make you feel stuck in life? Like you want to be better, but you don't know how. You don't know how to get there. If that's the case, then we have to ask, what is the real problem? And I'm going to share this with you because I know this. I've worked with so many people. Most of the time, you just haven't followed the 5 secrets that I'm about to be going over with you. And after working with thousands of people with low energy and fatigue and seeing them dramatically change their life, I can tell you that most of them just haven't followed these 5 secrets that I'm about to share with you. But don't take my word for it. Here's a few testimonies from hundreds of other individuals that I've just gathered. And here's what Jill had to say. No doubt, fatigue becomes daunting to live with. But thanks to Dr. D, he took my lack of motivation and doubts away with sound advice and the help that I needed. He covered everything I needed to get well. And I am now in a completely different place mentally and physically. And Dr. D had such a big hand in that. I don't know what I would have done without his knowledge, advice, and help. Even though we have never met, Dr. D has a very special place in my heart. Thank you. And then there's Sandra, who is actually somebody who is fighting breast cancer before we met, right? So she was somebody who was fighting breast cancer. She was experiencing serious fatigue. And here's what she had to say. When I found Dr. D, I was already midstream in my healing process with breast cancer. By the time I met him, my energy was completely zapped and I had no other options. I had done every diet, all the detoxes, the de-stressing, and the therapy, but I still needed to do more. With Dr. D's help, I followed a protocol which resulted in success. He is kind, gentle, and full of knowledge. Then there's somebody like Debbie. And Debbie is somebody who actually knew so much about natural medicine. It was actually pretty amazing. She wasn't a healthcare practitioner or a doctor, but she knew so much about healing and natural remedies, but she was just never able to organize it properly. And here's what she had to say. The 5 secrets that Dr. Daniel laid out for me have positively impacted my life. I became so aware of basic elements like reducing my toxic exposure and learning about easy saliva and urine tests to improve my health and actually see his methods working. Because of Dr. Daniel, I am a remarkably happier, healthier person. I can never thank him enough for such a transforming effect on my life. He is the best. Now, I have hundreds of these testimonials, and I don't show them to make myself look good. I show them because I want you to know it's possible. In fact, every patient of mine knows that I never take credit when somebody gets well. I just don't do it, and I hear it all the time. I hear the thank yous. People come up to me. They hug me in my clinic. People will say, thank you for helping me. And I am so quick to respond by saying, no, thank yourself. You see, you are your best doctor, and I don't want to take credit when you get better, but I also won't take credit when you don't. So I'm here to tell you today that these results, they're not typical. I can walk you through the system that we're using, the exact system to get the exact results that I've gotten with so many patients, but understand that anything worthwhile is going to take effort. And also please understand that these results are not typical because the average person who attends these trainings, they get 0 results because they don't do anything. And the truth is, most people, they just simply don't take action. However, I am happy to share with you exactly what's working for these people. And if you take action, I can guarantee that you won't regret it. And this is not just some health infomercial that promises another, the whole world to you. What this is an opportunity for anyone interested in increasing their energy and vitality in a sound and proving way. Now, who am I? My name is Dr. Daniel, and I'm a functional medicine physician in Austin, Texas. I have degrees in biology, chemistry, and nursing. I've done postgraduate training in neuroscience and biochemistry, and I was actually about a year away from getting my PhD when I decided that I didn't want to go that route. I didn't want to be in a lab or be a lab rat the rest of my life. In fact, what I started observing was that my entire family was getting sick, and even though they were taking all the drugs that their doctors told them to take, right? They were doing everything that their doctor told them to do, they just weren't getting any healthier. And so I realized that the same products that I was trying to help create in a lab was not actually helping to create true health outside in the real world. And that's when I decided to become passionate, even obsessed with the body's ability to heal itself. So I left my graduate program in pursuit of one of the largest natural medicine healing programs in the world, and I got my doctorate in chiropractic medicine. And since then, I've become a certified functional medicine physician, and I've been published in numerous health trade journals, and I currently operate one of the largest natural health centers in Central Texas. And over the last 18 years, I've been studying human nutrition and health, and I can tell you that the biggest obstacle that I've ever experienced as a healthcare provider is dealing with fatigue and low energy. Now, let's talk about you. Imagine what your life would be like when you have so much energy that you start enjoying your time with family and friends again. What would your life be like when you never have to feel bad about coming home and not having the energy to play with your kids? Or how about never worrying about waking up tired when you've got a full day ahead of you? What will your life be like when you finally know what's causing your fatigue and how to get rid of it? Do you think that would make a difference for you? Do you think that would make a difference for your family or for everyone around you? Of course it would, and that's why we're here tonight. So what are the 5 secrets that we're going to be sharing tonight? Well, secret number 1, First, we have to address the big elephant in the room, which is foundational health principles. Then we're going to be talking about secret number 2. We absolutely must start addressing any sort of nutritional or hormonal deficiencies that you may have. Now, it's important to understand that 60 to 70% of my patients will get better when they address secret number 1 and secret number 2 together. But there are many more who actually never get to secret number 3, and if they do, they're doing it all wrong. Secret number 3 is about testing and addressing toxicities and chronic infections. And this will again get you close to 80% of the population back to health, and their fatigue will finally go away. But the other 10 to 20%, they need to be addressed by secret number 4 and secret number 5. Secret number 4 is brain boosting and energy bacteria. So this is where it's important to address brain boosting and the all-important energy-producing bacteria that you must absolutely learn how to feed in order to increase your energy stores, because these bacteria inside your cells actually help to create the majority of the energy that your body needs in order to function properly. And then finally, secret number 5, and this is something that some of the most difficult to do cases, they just never did this. But even some of the easier to do cases, all they needed was expert advice. So secret number 5 is learning and getting help from experts. And once you know the 5 secrets and then follow through with them, you're going to start to sleep better and have more motivation when it comes to eating healthy and exercising. You'll even start to have more influence on others around you because you're going to have so much increased energy, it's going to be magnetic, and you'll be able to handle life's situations so much easier. You see, the one thing that you need the most if you have low energy or fatigue are the 5 secrets to help you begin tapping into unlimited energy and vitality. And today, that's exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you. So are you ready? Let's get started. Secret number 1, what I call the elephant in the room. What's draining the energy from your body and how to reverse it. I like discussing the elephant in the room because it's exactly what solves the problem for almost 40% of my low energy and fatigue patients. Now, what is an elephant in the room? The elephant in the room is that one thing that everyone knows is present but simply ignores or doesn't want to consider it. And when it comes to fatigue or low energy, the elephant in the room is absolutely beginning with the basics, or what I call foundational health principles. So secret number 1 is foundations of health. Now, I realize that many of you have already tried improving your health, and all that means is that you've got to continue addressing the 4 other secrets that we're going to be discussing shortly. But that said, and after successfully treating over 10,000 people with fatigue, I absolutely know that many people are simply skipping this step altogether. The 5 most common factors that are missed when it comes to foundations of health include sleep, dehydration, food toxins, lack of exercise or movement, and not addressing emotional stress and traumas. So again, if you want to reverse your fatigue and dramatically increase your energy levels, then we need to fix your sleep, your dehydration status, eliminate food toxins, and install an emotional health building program. So addressing the foundations of health is the first step to absolutely increasing energy, and you cannot and must not skip this part. In fact, the most overlooked treatment in chronic fatigue and low energy is addressing the foundations of health. And this is literally the foundation for how the body works. If we don't have a strong foundation, then nothing else really matters because we simply cannot build on top of that. And most people simply get told to eat better or exercise, but I'm here to tell you that it's not that either, right? It's not so simple. The truth is, if you don't address the foundations of health, you will always struggle with low energy, fatigue, inability to think clear, and you'll never feel rejuvenated. But once you begin to address these issues, your body begins to shift into a state of repair and growth, and you can then continue the path towards unlimited energy by addressing the 4 other secrets that we're going to be going over. Now, Kelly was somebody who struggled with fatigue every day. She would literally wake up tired, go to work tired, and then at night try to fall asleep while she was tired, but was never able to fully recover. She spent thousands of dollars trying to figure out the cause of her problems. She did sleep studies, hormone tests, she took all sorts of vitamins, and visited different types of specialists with no resolution to her fatigue. And it wasn't until she actually took a step back and really did an inventory in her basic health program that she discovered her problem. Again, my point here is that oftentimes many of my patients discount the simple stuff. They just don't do it. And so skipping this step can cost you so much money, effort, and time. So if you experience low energy or fatigue, my suggestion for you is to actually take inventory of your current health program and ask yourself if you're doing the basics. Has any doctor helped you to optimize your sleep cycles? Has any doctor talked to you about staying hydrated and how to do it properly and how to avoid the toxins in your foods? Are you working on improving your movement, or at least working towards getting the minimum amount of movement that human beings are required to optimize their health? And finally, are you addressing any emotional traumas or stressors that could be draining your energy? Now, here's 2 more examples of people that I've worked with. Caitlin said, "Who would have thought that using plastic could cause so much fatigue and low energy? I stopped using plastic a few weeks ago, and now I feel so much better." And then Bill says he was somebody who struggled with depression for years, and he says that just a few tweaks in his health plan, and now he's feeling so much better. How cool is that? Just the simple stuff, and you can start dramatically changing your life. Okay, moving on to secret number 2, nutrition and hormone deficiencies. Did you know that more than 90% of chronic disease and illness is related to nutrient deficiencies? Did you know that medical statistics state that close to 80% of women have hormonal imbalances that are never properly diagnosed? So after we address the elephant in the room and get our foundational health principles in check, the next series of steps that we have to address include addressing nutritional and hormone deficiencies. And the specific steps in this area include nutritional deficiencies, balancing stress hormones or our adrenal glands, so things like cortisol, fixing metabolic hormones or your thyroid, or the hormones that are very important for our brain in order to burn fat, right, and drive up our energy. Or what about fixing sex hormones, things like estrogen and testosterone? And finally, addressing digestive health. You see, simply eating better and cleaning up your diet and exercising, that's not enough. You have to drill down and get the right type of testing in order to determine what deficiencies your body has in terms of nutrients, metabolic hormones, and sex hormones. And this includes nutrient testing, thyroid testing, testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone testing, and even, like I said, those fat loss hormones. So it's so important to identify all these deficiencies, know what you're working with, and then put together a plan that actually helps you to overcome it. And when you identify imbalances in these systems and you know exactly what the results mean, then it's as easy as plug and play in order to correct these problems. But if you skip this step and never identify these nutrients or these hormone deficiencies or imbalances, then no treatment beyond this part will ever work as it should. So please keep that in mind. There was a time when nutrient deficiencies were not an issue for humans, but because of changes in our diet and stress, we live in a time where we must replace nutrients. Otherwise, we suffer the consequences of ill health, including fatigue. Rachel was a perfect example of this, and here's what she had to say. "I used to wake up after 8 hours of sleep and just feel awful. The fatigue was heavy on my eyelids, and my legs were like heavy sandbags. After hitting the snooze button a few times, I would bury my face into my pillow and tell myself, okay, time to get up. Let's do this. You can do this. Eventually, I got out of bed and immediately became lightheaded, and I knew that by the time I got to work, I'd be a bit better, but only until 3 o'clock when my energy crashed, and I had to push through the day, through the brain fog and the fatigue once more. And I had my stress hormones checked by other doctors, but I guess they just missed it. So I'm thankful that you helped me to figure this out." You see, Rachel was an example of someone who had visited her doctor, had an adrenal test and thyroid test performed, and she was told that she was fine. However, after explaining to her how it all worked and what the real values meant, she determined right away what her major problems were and how to correct them. And several weeks ago, she actually sent me a message saying this: "A fog has been lifted. Stress hormones are now in check. Thanks for helping me." So again, how amazing is that? That she actually went to her doctors to get this stuff tested, but they missed it because they just didn't know how to read it properly. And the reality is it's not that those doctors didn't know, that they're not intelligent. They're just not experts in this field. And so it's very simple for them to miss these things because it's a complicated process. All right, let's move on to secret number 3, addressing toxins and infections. Remember, 60 to 70% of people with chronic fatigue in general, or low energy, will get better by addressing secret number 1 and secret number 2. But if you address these two components and still experience problems with energy, then we need to move on to the next step, which is identifying toxins and infections. A big problem that I see with the population is that most people who think they're or feel tired are actually just toxic. And when I say toxic, I'm referring to the 85,000 different chemicals that have been poured into our environment since World War II. And many of these chemicals are known to cause health problems, and some people, they're more sensitive than others. In addition to toxic chemicals in our food or our products that we use daily, there are chronic viral, bacterial, and parasitic infections that we have to face. And these infections cause your body to lose its energy, much like when you get the flu. Only these types of infections are not causing you fever or any major symptom other than low energy. So, addressing toxicity or toxic load in humans, including chronic or latent infections, is often a missed and largely unrecognized factor when it comes to low energy and fatigue. Even when doctors try to address it, they simply tell their patients to do a juice fast or a cleanse. But I'm telling you, that's not going to cut it. To truly detox your body and get rid of these things, you've got to know, 1, what are you toxic with? And 2, how can you eliminate it from your body? The top 3 factors in eliminating toxicities and chronic infections include eliminating mold toxicity, heavy metals, and then eliminating gut infections and parasites. It is absolutely impossible to ever experience high energy if your body is toxic or has some underlying infection. And if you've ever gotten sick with a flu or a cold, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, because basically you start to experience low energy, right? Anytime somebody gets sick, their energy levels tank. But what if you had an infection that wasn't causing you to get really sick, but it was enough to start zapping your energy as if you were? If you want to address your chronic fatigue, then you need to identify whether or not your body is under attack. And again, the 3 most common types of toxicities and infections are molds, heavy metals, and gut infections or parasites. And there is a very specific way to determine which one of these you have, and then each one of those has a very different way of how to deal with them. So again, simply doing a cleanse, a juice fast or a juice cleanse or taking herbs at random, that's not going to do it for you. You have to go in deeper, dig deeper in order to really figure this out. And this is why so many people with low energy and chronic fatigue actually are able to overcome their problem, because they were just never directed properly. Now, when Sherry came to see me, she had pain and burning on the bottoms of her feet. She had sleep problems, anxiety, depression, neck pain, low thyroid, muscle cramps, and headaches. And once we started treating the bacteria Bartonella that we found in her body, all of her symptoms improved, including her low energy. And you can see here from the message that she sent me, she says, "Hi, thanks for checking in. I'm doing so much better now. I can sleep a full 8 hours and feel completely rested in the morning. I still have some crashes here and there, but it's better." And so that's really great to hear, right? And I can tell you this, that since that time that she messaged me, she is so much better now, and we've continued to make so much progress. Now let's talk about secret number 4, how to transform every cell in your body to become energy-producing factories. Did you know that every single cell in your body contains these tiny bacteria that actually help to create energy that you in turn use? These single cell structures are known as mitochondria, and they are known as the body's energy generators. Literally, biologists refer to these as your cell powerhouse, the powerhouses of the body, because they generate electricity. We now know that mitochondria are responsible for creating more than 90% of the energy needed to sustain human life. This includes growth and development from the time of infancy, bodily functions like digestion, cognitive processes, and maintaining heart health. Now, your diet determines the energy made in the mitochondria. So if we do not have an adequate supply of healthy fats, which is the preferred source for your mitochondria, a healthy source of carbohydrates and proteins to feed them, then you will experience fatigue undoubtedly. Again, this is why optimizing our diet, which goes back to secret number 1, the foundations of health, is so important. But taking this a step further, it's also important to know that diet alone will not just solve a mitochondrial problem. So every cell in your body contains these tiny structures that produce energy. And these structures are actually living organisms that can easily become damaged by modern life. And this is exactly, again, why you have to address the other 3 secrets first. However, if you address the other secrets and still have low energy or fatigue, then fixing your mitochondria is the next logical step. And by repairing your mitochondria, you literally address energy at its core. But again, this will not work unless you've addressed the other steps. And my patient Frank is a perfect example of this. Frank was somebody who had mold toxicity, mercury toxicity, Lyme disease, and he certainly did not address the foundations of health. His energy levels started to improve, however, when he started to address these components. But once these issues were gone, he still didn't have the energy that he thought he should have. So we did some advanced testing and found that his mitochondria did in fact need to be repaired. And once we fixed his mitochondria, his energy improved significantly. So as you can see, Frank is saying that he's taking his supplements and feeling great. And at that time, he actually went for a full day of golf and even had energy to go out that same night after he was golfing all day long, which is just amazing for somebody who is experiencing fatigue. Finally, we get into secret number 5, which is working with an expert. An expert is someone who brings major benefits to anything you're trying to accomplish. This includes proven ideas at work and accountability. You see, an expert is someone who opens your mind to new ideas, new possibilities, and gives you new perspectives that you may not be able to give yourself, or maybe some other doctor hasn't been able to help you, if we're talking about health. And they hold you accountable to carrying out the specific steps that you need to succeed. And in this case, increasing energy and overcoming fatigue is what we're talking about. So you need an expert when it comes to increasing energy and overcoming fatigue. An expert is also someone who has spent enough time and real life experience getting proven results. So a doctor or a healthcare professional may be licensed to deliver care, but that doesn't make them an expert in low energy or fatigue. Overcoming fatigue and low energy is hard, and very few doctors truly know how to address it. What I've found over the last 15 years is that working on low energy and fatigue patients is that most doctors just don't address everything. They may have 1 or 2 solid recommendations, but that's it. So again, it's important to address every single part of this. Now, what have we covered today? Today we've talked about secret number 1, which is the elephant in the room. Secret number 2, which is addressing nutrition and hormone deficiencies. Secret number 3, toxicities and chronic infections. Secret number 4, which is addressing brain boosting factors and energy bacteria known as your mitochondria. And then secret number 5, working with an expert. Now, the reason why it's so important again to work with an expert, for example, if you had 5 nails in your foot, it would certainly cause you pain, right? If you stepped on 5 nails, you're going to have a lot of pain. And what if your doctor only removed 1 or 2 of them because that's all they knew about? Or maybe they removed all 4, but you still had 1 nail in your foot. Do you think your foot would still hurt? Of course it would. So it's important to address all 5 factors that I've listed for you today. Not 1, not 2 or 3, not even just 4, but all 5 if you truly want to get over your energy problems. To succeed, you need all 5. You must address the elephant in the room, nutrition and hormone deficiencies. You must address toxicities and other chronic infections or parasites, and then address your brain health and mitochondria. And then finally, you need to do all this as well as work with an expert or have the guidance of an expert to help you out. And now that you know all of this, you have a choice to make. And you see, there's really just 2 choices, right? You have 2 choices, and it's that simple. You can either not take action, right? You don't take any action at all. And ultimately what that means is that you'll continue to struggle and probably experience the same disappointment and frustration with your body and be in the exact same place that you are right now, 5 years from now, feeling the exact same way that you're feeling. Or you can take action, right? But if you do take action, you have to ask yourself, am I ready for increased energy and the responsibility of finding out why I have low energy and, more importantly, how to fix it? So those are the 2 choices. Either you don't take action or you do. But if you do, you have to ask yourself again, am I ready for the increased energy levels? And am I ready to take on the responsibility of figuring out what exactly is wrong with me and then how to execute on how to fix it? Now, if you are ready, then I'm here to tell you that I can help. I know I can help because now over 10,000 people have been helped, and right now they're living with an abundance of energy and they're living outrageous lives. And after working with over 10,000 people with low energy and fatigue and testing various methods, seeing what worked and what didn't work, I decided to put all this information and years of research into one single program that walks you through the 5 secrets to overcoming low energy and fatigue. You see, I've spent the last 15 years gathering data, treating patients, figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And again, I decided to put it all into one source to make it easy for my patients to follow. Because after spending hundreds of hours with individual patients, I realized that I could actually help more people if I just put this program into one place where people could access it immediately. And so I created the Wake Up Energize system to finally help you to defeat your fatigue and increase your energy. This system covers all the 5 secrets that we discussed today over the course of 15 weeks. Each week, I walk you through every step of the way, and each lesson contains HD video, audio, and transcripts that give you exactly all the information that I'm describing in the video and exactly what you should follow in order to succeed. It also contains easy to follow action plans and action steps. Again, so that way we take out all the guesswork on how to increase your energy. So I lay it all out for you in easy to follow system. And here's exactly what you're going to get. Basically, you get a 15-module self-study course that goes much deeper on each of the 5 secrets that you must absolutely go through in order to overcome your fatigue. In addition, I'm also going to include my 15-week roadmap, which lays out exactly what to do over the next 15 weeks. And I created this because I've had so many patients who just really wanted to plug in and follow a step-by-step program. And so now this is part of this system, right? Where you'll get emails. I'm literally going to be telling you exactly what to do. I'm going to give you homework. I'm going to give you everything that you need to make it as simple as possible to make sure that there is no stone unturned. You also get my advanced toxicity protocols, where I get into the 3 most common toxins that we completely ignore, which are molds, heavy metals, viruses, bacteria, and parasites. And I'm going to share with you how to test for these, and more importantly, how to understand the results and then how to eliminate them. Finally, I include my Wake Up Energized recipe manual, which contains dozens of delicious recipes that you can use during the entire program. Now, considering the amount of time that I've invested in the last 15 years learning, troubleshooting, and figuring all this out, the total value for this system is close to $2,000. But I've got something even more for you. Not only does this system come with everything that I just discussed, but I'm also going to be throwing in a few bonuses for early adopters. If you're ready to start feeling better and having more energy and you want your life back and you purchase this program today, in the next few hours, I am going to give you 3 months of unlimited email support. And this is one of the most popular services that I actually offer to my existing functional medicine patients, because basically what it does is it gives you 100% access to me, as much access as you want to a functional medicine doctor, where you can ask all the questions that you want regarding health. Now, again, it's important to understand that I charge $100 per month for this service. So this is a $300 value. And if you only got that, right? If you only got the 3 months of unlimited email and text support to ask as many health questions about diet, exercise, supplements, what's good or bad for you, what does this test result mean, anything you want regarding health, basically I would be your personal concierge doctor to help optimize your health and vitality. Would it be worth it? Well, what if on top of that, you were getting something even more? And this leads me to bonus number 2. Now, for everyone, again, who buys tonight, right, who buys today or in the next few hours, you're also going to get my Habits of Success journal. And this is an entire training program that I put into one manual that I've actually given or taught to highly successful individuals who have taken this information in this bonus and completely transformed their personal and professional lives. You see, if you're going to be successful, paying for a program is not enough. True change comes from commitment and habits. So I know that this bonus is going to help to equip you with the tools necessary to follow through and successfully beat not only your fatigue, but even other health problems that you may be facing or experiencing today. Now, I also know that information alone is not enough. So for the last several minutes, I've shared a ton of information with you, right? But as you know, information alone is not going to save you. You need this program to finally defeat your fatigue because that's what's going to help you to get to the next level in overcoming it and driving up your energy. And on top of all that, I've got another bonus to make sure that you get the absolute best that I can offer, right? So what's the absolute best thing that I can give anyone? Well, that's one-on-one support. So bonus number 3 is going to be a one-on-one consult with myself. Now, again, I need you to understand that my flat rate for a one-on-one consult is $295. And this is exactly what I charge. You could go to drdaniel.com and schedule a virtual consult. It's going to be $295. And to ensure that you get the most out of this program on a personalized level, I'm giving you this consult absolutely free for those who are early adopters, who purchase right away. So once again, not only are you getting the 15-module self-study course, where we dive much deeper into the 5 secrets, but you're going to get the 7-week roadmap, right? You're going to get a roadmap telling you exactly what to do. You're going to get my advanced toxicity protocols. You're going to get all the Wake Up Energized recipe books, right? The recipes for all the information that you need on how to make delicious recipes throughout the entire part of this program. You're going to get bonus number 1, which is unlimited email support. You're going to get bonus number 2, which is my Habits of Success journal. And this is designed to help you to break old habits and replace them with positive, successful ones. You're also going to get bonus number 3, which is a one-on-one consult. And altogether, this brings the entire program up to a value of over $2,000. But the good news is that you're not going to have to pay that amount today. You see, for a limited time and a limited number of people, I've got something special for you. And this is a gift. And it's a gift that I'm not giving you. It's a gift that you can give yourself. You see, the good news is that you can get started today for only $147. The bad news is that I cannot keep it at this price for too long. And why is that? You see, I'm only going to limit this promotion to the next 20 people who purchase. Why? Because I value my time and my work. And there's obviously only so much time during the week that I can actually do these consults. And so, if I were to get 50 or 100 people to do this, I just wouldn't have enough time to follow through. And I'm going to tell you, I pour my heart and my soul into every single person that I work with. So this offer is only good for the next few hours and only for a few people who are ready to take charge, who are ready to take action. So look, the reality is that there's 2 types of people right now listening to this. And I know because I do these quite a bit. I've been able to speak all across the country to the medical community, to physicians and doctors and scientists. And there's always really just 2 types of people that show up. There's the attendee and there's the executor. You see, the attendee is somebody who shows up, who listens to all the information, and that's it. They never actually take action. Whereas an executor, on the other hand, is someone who shows up and listens, but also takes action and executes. Who do you think gets more results? The person who thinks about their increased energy, or the person who actually does what's necessary to increase their energy? Of course, the person who takes action. You see, they get on this webinar, they hear the information, they understand it, and they decide to step up and they want to produce, and boom, they come out here and they get the results and they make things happen. So I'm going to be asking you guys, which one are you? Are you the person on the left or are you the person on the right? So if you're ready to take some massive action in your life and you're ready to do some really cool things for yourself, right? You're ready to give yourself a change, to give yourself the gift of life for a better life, and you want to join us, then let's do this. You can sign up now by clicking the link provided. And as soon as you sign up, you'll get immediate access and you can start the course right away. Everything you need to drive up your energy and finally defeat your fatigue is within this program, I guarantee you. I'm so confident in this program that I'm even going to give you a 30-day test drive. And you go through all the modules, right? If you go through every single step, and if you complete every single section and you watch all the videos and follow every single recommendation I have for you, and you don't get any results, then I promise I will refund your money 100%, no questions asked. All you have to do is shoot me an email and say, Dr. Daniel, thank you, but I'd like my money back. And that's it. I'll make it as easy as that. So it's completely risk-free and you still get to keep all the bonuses. I mean, seriously, I cannot give you more than that. So once again, you can get started today for only $147. And remember, I cannot keep the price at this level. So I'm limiting this promotion to only 20 people. So please, if you're serious about this, purchase, because that's it. I'm not going to be allowing any more than that. Now, I promised to anyone who stayed at the end of this webinar that they'd get my 7 Steps to Better Sleep manual. So here's the link to where you can actually get it. All you have to do is navigate to this webpage and you can download it. Look, I hope you all enjoyed the webinar. I thank you for your time, and I truly hope that we can have a one-on-one consult really soon, because it means that you made the right decision. It means that you made the right decision for yourself to purchase this program and start getting your energy back. You deserve to feel great, and I can't wait to start working on getting you to where you deserve to be when it comes to having unlimited energy and vitality. Okay, friends, good night for now. Talk to you soon, and I really do hope that you make the decision to take action.